there. Welcome to your Grace Yoga class. Take a comfortable place to find yourself. So take a moment just to claim space, right? Just to be like, I'm going to take a moment just to see and feel and listen for what I need. We often start with ourselves last, and these days that may be more true for you than ever, where you're just like focused on everything, everyone else, and then you start with yourself when there's not much left. So start with yourself in a different way today, claiming space. And this space is yours. So you can lie down or you can find a comfortable seat. For your practice, you are okay without any props. I'll always offer modifications. And then if you have blocks, great. If you don't, anything that's around the same size that can bring the earth to you underneath your hands. And then a pillow, blanket, anything to help find support in those ways. I'm sitting on a bolster, so you could sit on a cushion from your pillow or from your couch, or a pillow from your bed. And then wherever you are, if you're lying down, maybe you have something underneath the knees, you can just settle in. I heard recently, and it really comforted me. I heard recently, sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. Sometimes the best way to handle where you are and what is happening is to do nothing. And while we don't spend our whole lives doing nothing, right? Like we have to take right action in some ways. And by right action, I just mean like an action. Like my dad used to always say when I was growing up, I miss his advice so much. I would always struggle, even as a young child, like what's the right decision? Like I have to make the right decision. You know, should I do this big thing, or should I take on this big adventure, and should I go in this direction? And I remember when I was debating whether or not to move to New York, and that was a big thing. It felt like I was taking myself in a big direction and didn't always feel like it was the right one. Like there were a lot of reasons why it maybe wasn't the right decision. He would say to me, it's neither right nor wrong. Like you make the decision and then you make it the right one. Meaning you make the most of it where you're at with what you have. And you don't wonder what it would have been like if it was any other way. And I've always carried that with me. That became part of who I became. Is that you don't have to struggle with right or wrong necessarily. Just move in a direction and make it yours. But in this time that we find ourselves facing, it can seem like we have to fix something, or we have to find the answer, or we have to know the way, or we have to seek the outcome. Or if we plan enough, if we can figure it out, then it will be as it should be. Then it'll be the right way. Then it'll be easier. Then we'll know it'll work out. And a lot of what's happening right now and what's going to become isn't something we can control, right? We have to surrender in ways that we've never had to. And I was listening to this podcast, and Elizabeth Gilbert was the guest on it. And she said, you know, the world is the way the world's always been. It's changing, and it's always been changing. We have been under the illusion that we can control it somehow. And we have fixed our lives in a way or in patterns that helps us find confidence that we have some kind of control on the direction it goes in or the outcome of what happens. And we truly don't. So to me, I think because often I am trying to struggle against fixing it and figuring it out and knowing the answers and finding the way and planning enough to like make it all okay. It was comforting for me to hear this idea like sometimes the best thing to do is nothing, and not in the ways that you aren't eventually going to respond, or that you're lazy, or that you're thoughtless, but in the ways that when you do respond in the midst of where you are, on the other side of what is now, that you're not going to think, like, and she was speaking to this, like in 4 or 5 months from now, you're not going to wonder why you made those choices or you responded in those ways or you had those reactionary decisions. You're going to respond now in the way that sometimes that's by doing nothing. It's just by feeling, seeing, sitting with, acknowledging, accepting, healing, and then when you respond, it is from a place that feels more authentic, more thoughtful, more conscious, more inquisitive, more substantial. I'm sure you've experienced some major ups and downs in your life. I mean, I keep talking about this time in life, but this is just life, right? And I've had some major ups and downs. Major ups and downs. There's sometimes that I feel so down. I'm seeking everything around me that does nothing but draw me deeper into despair, right? I told Miles the other night, I'm like, I think I'm going to get a nose ring. He's like, he doesn't even respond. I mean, he doesn't even react anymore. Talk about somebody who does nothing. He's really good at just with me when I'm going through these like major sort of dramatic flows of up and down. He just doesn't even, I'm like, what do you think about that? I think I'll get a nose ring. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, maybe you should just think about that a little bit more. And then I'm like, okay, or I just have sometimes these like moments where I feel very lost and very unhinged and very undone. And in those moments, I'm like, maybe I'll start smoking cigarettes. And he's like, okay. What do you think Briggs and Marlowe are going to think about that? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, maybe I should be medicated. And he might agree with that one. But he doesn't say he does agree with it. He just kind of does and says nothing. It's like a sounding board. Sometimes I love that, and sometimes I'm like, that drives me crazy. But for the most part, when he knows I'm not really allowing myself to be in this place where I'm sitting in whatever despair or fear or anger or sadness is in me that's coming up, he knows the quick fix or the reactionary responses of all these like silly things, these things I would probably not do or maybe would do if I was in a stable place to know whether or not it's the right decision. Like, he doesn't take it very seriously if he knows that I'm not like grounding, if I'm not centering, if he knows I'm just out of my practices that hold me and that give me a protective place to feel myself and give me a direction to move in. And it doesn't always have to be right or wrong. It just has to be a direction. And then you make it what it needs to be. You make it mean something. So if you feel like you don't have the answers, if you feel like you're coming undone, if it felt comforting to know that I considered taking up smoking as a regular habit in my life, good. You're not alone, because it feels like sometimes we can go crazy not knowing how it's going to turn out, not having the answers, always trying to fix everything. And part of me, and in this podcast, there was one part of it where the host says, there's so much sadness, or there's so much like I'm still working on around like just being in my body and like the body image that I have. And I've had it for so long and I'm still struggling with it. And Elizabeth Gilbert says, in that moment, she says, I don't need you to fix that. Like that doesn't need to be fixed. And it just gave this woman who's been struggling and trying to find the answer and trying to figure out why she hasn't been able to recover fully or to heal in the way she needed to, or to fully come into this place of tenderness and unconditional love for her body. It just gave her permission to be okay with not having it fixed or figured out, to do nothing about it, but feel what it feels like to be in that place, to have that awareness. And so I think, it's okay to do nothing sometimes. And in what feels like nothing, there's a lot of time and space to be with where you are, right? Claim it the way you are right now, taking time and space in your practice to claim this as something that's meaningful. And even if it's you're just in child's pose the whole class, and even if it's just you're breathing deep, and then eventually you're just like changed because of that, because you gave yourself permission not to fix it or to know the answers, or to realize that we have to surrender in a world that's changing, in a world that's never stopped changing, and the ways that we've never had control, that we've never been able to predict it or to organize it or to have it be the way we want it to all the time. There's also this idea, like we're like clenching and clutching the steering wheel of life, and we're not realizing it's not attached to anything. It's just, like it's not going to be changed because we're holding and gripping. We are going to be changed if we allow ourselves to be more authentic and truthful and loving in the ways that we are in our lives without having to control our lives. Right? And she refers to that sort of like steering wheel that's just like not attached to anything. It's just, we think it is in our hands, but it's out of our hands. It's in God's hands. So it's good sometimes to do nothing. Because if I did something every time I think I need to do something to like make this hurt go away, or to find a way to be successful, or to figure out my purpose right this second, like if I was always responding and always doing something, I'd be smoking with a nose ring, taking medication. And I'm not, right? Because I know that's not where it's at for me. And I had to sit with that a little bit. The urges, the fears, the fantasies, the unanswered questions, the heartbreak, right? And then eventually I know how to respond. And I'm responding from a place that is deeper. It's not reactionary from all of those other parts of me that just want it to be easy or just want it to be over. So take some deep breaths and know that you can do nothing on your mat today, and that is everything, right? Because if all you do is make it to a space that you can breathe yourself back into your life, and that you can honor all these moments of what feels like imperfection, where we have less certainty, where we feel like we're falling short. Maybe we find our lives just by doing a little bit less, holding on in a lighter way. Take a couple of breathings that feel natural and that feel welcome in your body, in this space that you're claiming, in your heart, that help find space between the thoughts that might be crowding your mind. And then wherever you are, if you're seated or if you're lying down, don't change anything. Okay, so this is a practice where you're going to do more of nothing, even though we will be doing something, right? But it's going to be less about changing it, fixing it, figuring it out, making it a certain way, trying to know if it's enough. We're going to do a practice that feels like it's drawing us into where we are, like we're allowing ourselves not to fight against what is, where we're not gripping, where we're not trying to be right. We're just going to move and breathe in a way that invokes spirit and hope and faith and love. And that looks different every day for everyone. And it also moment to moment is always changing. So that's the only real invitation into this practice, is just to pay attention to where you are and to claim what you need and to not worry if it's enough or right or wrong. And sometimes that's just surrendering and doing nothing at all, but breathing, which is for sure going to change everything. This idea that this was also brought up for me. Anything can happen to anyone at any time. Like, that's so scary, right? And so beautiful. Anything can happen to anyone at any time, right? That's how out of control we are with our lives and what happens to ourselves, to others. Like, that's how much we have to surrender, because that's true. Anything can happen to anyone at any time. In the most wonderful ways and the most painful ways. And I'm sure you can think in your own life of both sides of that, of something you never imagined would happen that was devastating, that just dropped you into the well of despair. And then also something that happened to you that broke you open and brought you into the most sensational, beautiful, magnificent places in your life. Start to breathe again where you are without changing where you are. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep long exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. And then if you are lying down, just start to come up to seated. And as you rise, bring the hands to the heart and just bow your head towards your hands. I have also done some really insightful and inquisitive things during this time. So not just urges to do things that are not really for me or like me, but I've started therapy again. And that's really a step onto a path of healing that I have not been on in a while. And it feels like the right direction in the ways that I'm not at all finding it easy or necessarily comforting yet. But it's a path. It's just like a way I'm moving towards. And I'm going to make sure it's worth it, that I do what it takes to make it mean something, to make it feel like it fits in the right way. So maybe you've had some down moments and you've made some interesting decisions or had some out of character thoughts like I have. And maybe you let yourself just sit with that and do nothing. And then because you did that, you made some really powerful decisions. Set yourself on a path that feels a little bit more inspiring. And if you don't have the answers and you want to fix it all for yourself and the world, and you desperately want to know how it all turns out, maybe you can just agree to surrender during this practice, to claim this space as time to just let go. Sometimes the best thing to do is to do nothing. We'll open with the sound of 3 M's. Take a deep, deep breath in. Take a long exhale out. And inhale, lift the head up. You can open the eyes if they're closed. Release the hands. And we will start at the top of the mat today. So come to stand. You can have your blocks or whatever you're using for props close to the top of the mat as well. Come to stand. Outer edges of the feet are going to be parallel, but I want you in your own body, in your own space and time that you're claiming, to really just feel a solid connection to the earth. So that might feel more stable and substantial if the feet are closer together, or if they're just a little wider, like outer hips width apart or inner hips width apart. Just kind of play around with that. And then I want you to really root the feet into the floor and really ground the 4 corners of the feet. And then bring the hands to the hips and just give yourself a little push down on the hips. Draw the elbows back, pull the belly in, let the shoulders relax. And then just plug your legs into the floor and lengthen the crown of the head towards the sky. And feel this ability just to stand right where you are. And in the way that we're talking about, you're activating the muscles of the body. From the navel to the bottoms of the feet, you're pushing down. From the navel to the crown of the head, you're lifting up. But all I want you to do is breathe here. Just 3 deep, deep breaths. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Keep pressure on the hips and the legs. by pressing the hands down on the hips. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. One more breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good. And then from here, keep the legs really activated. Keep the muscles of the legs really engaged. Sometimes I lift my toes just to kind of feel what that's like to hug the muscle to the bones of the legs. I'll lift my kneecaps. I'll turn my quads on. Keep all that. And then if you lifted the toes, just drop the toes back down. And then bring the hands behind the back and just cross the elbows. So just reach for opposite elbows. It's okay if you just come to the forearms. But notice which arm is underneath. My right arm is underneath. So maybe you can bring your right arm underneath also. So we're just all in the same place. Draw your shoulders back so the collarbones spread apart. Again, just take one breath here. You're already going to maybe feel the shoulders stretching. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then inhale, look down at your feet. You're going to step your left foot back halfway on the mat. The left toes can turn out a little bit, but both legs are going to be straight and both feet are going to be grounded. And then again, take your shoulders back because they might have started to move forward. Pull your belly in. Engage your legs just like you had engaged them before. Take a breath in and then exhale, fold just any amount. So as you fold forward, take your right hip crease back and then push into your left foot more. Drop your gaze down so it's right in front of your right foot. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, come back up. And then just step your left foot forward to meet your right. Exhale your breath. Drop your head to the left, just left shoulder reaching for left, or left ear reaching for left shoulder. Draw your shoulders back again. Breathe into the right side of the neck. And then lift the head up, chin parallel to the ground. And then release your arms down and shake it out a little bit. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers. Draw the arms back, squeeze the arms straight, and reach up and over to the right. Pull your left hip bone back, push into your feet more, activate your legs. Breathe from the ground up, deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Inhale, come back up. Switch out the cross of the thumbs. Draw the arms back. Squeeze the arms straight. Pull the belly in. Lengthen the top of the buttocks down. Press into the feet. Legs are strong. Reach up and over to the left. Deep inhale. Push into the feet. Deep exhale. Squeeze the arms towards the ears. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Pull your right hip bone back. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Inhale. Come back up. Exhale. Release the arms down. Wrap the left arm under the right, reaching for the elbows or just holding onto the forearms. Draw the shoulders back, pull the belly in. And then step your right foot back. Again, you can turn your right toes out a little bit. Both feet grounded, both legs straight. Pull your low belly in. Keep your collarbone spreading apart. Lift through the back of the head. Inhale here and then exhale, fold any amount. Outer left hip back, outer right hip forward. Deep breath in, push more into your right foot. Gaze is going to drop right in front of your left foot. Deep exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Deep inhale. Deep, deep exhale. Good. From the back of the heart, inhale, lift up. Exhale, step the right foot forward to meet the left. Draw the shoulders back again and drop your head to the right. So right ear reaching for right shoulder. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Again, even with this practice, don't try to rush where you are. Okay, give yourself time to open to what is here. I think that's the problem. We're just rushing on to the next thing. We never open to where we are. And in that way, we never really know. And then it's hard to know how to move, how to speak, what to believe. if we don't know where we are. And sometimes we need to do nothing just to feel inside of that. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, release the arms down and just shake it out a little bit. So standing into your legs, maybe even pressing, again, the hands down into the hips to really ground into the earth. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold forward. Hands can come through the heart as you dive the heart forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Now, bring the hands out underneath your shoulders, a little bit in front of your shoulders. And then you can have the hands on blocks or whatever you have to bring the earth to you, or just onto the floor if that feels okay. And you're just going to bend your right knee. And then bend your left knee. Just go back and forth. Just pedaling out the legs. Shoulders away from ears. Maybe even shifting the hips a little side to side as you're bending. So when you bend your left knee, you might shift your hips to the right. And then take it the other way. Bend your right knee, shift your hips to the left. Two more breaths. One more breath. Good. Come back to center, straighten the legs any amount. Inhale, lift the chest forward, and then exhale, fold. Let the head release all the way down. Interlace the fingers behind where the head and the neck meet. Let the thumbs stay long so that they can lengthen down the nape of the neck. And then press the head into the hands, take the elbows wide, and just kind of sway here, side to side. And you might lift a little bit as you're swaying, like as you sway to the left, taking that right shoulder up and back a little bit as you sway to the right. Left shoulder up and back. Just kind of letting the legs stay grounded, but the torso's lengthening and sort of like waterfalling over the legs. Keep pressing the head back into the hands. Two more breaths. One more breath. Good. And then come back to center. Let the hands stay where they are. Elbows widen a little bit more. Open your feet a little bit wider so you get more grounded through your feet. And then start to swing to your right and open your left elbow up and then come all the way up and press your head into your hands. And then you're going to circle down to the left. And then we'll go the other way. So circle to the left and open that right elbow up and press into the press into the hands through the back of the head and then roll it down. And then rock side to side a little bit again. And then we'll go to the right again. If this doesn't feel good, just stay side to side and stay folded over. Come up and over. And then take it down. Right shoulder comes down. And then side to side, and then go to the left. Swing to the left and open that right shoulder up and then press back as you lift. And then let that left shoulder come down as you circle down. Good. And then take a breath in and then exhale, release the hands down. And take a breath out. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, extend your left leg back and your right foot's a little wide, so just bring both hands on the inside of it. And you can actually widen your right foot a little bit more. Hands are right under the shoulders. Draw the shoulders back, pull the belly in. Stretch your right knee forward as you stretch your left heel back. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Ground the inner edge of your right foot a little bit more and then push into your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Open your chest. Keep your back leg strong. 3 breaths here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Turn the heart open. And then inhale, release the right hand down. Drop the back knee down and take your front knee forward. Maybe the top of the back foot comes down. Press the floor away. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then turn the right toes on an angle. And you're going to roll on the outer edge of that right foot. Now you can keep both hands grounded here. Or take your right hand and sort of gently guide that right thigh open a little bit more. Deep inhale, full exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Stretch the skin of the chest wide. Breathe in and breathe out. And then inhale, release your right foot down, point your toes forward. Bring your right hand down if you lifted it. And take your right knee back, toes together, knees apart. Find child's pose. And then we're going to do like little circles in child's pose. So inhale, come forward, sort of drop the hips a little bit and press it back. And then go the other way. Press it forward and then to the right and then press it back. And then come back to the right. And then to the left. And then to the right. Again, if this doesn't feel good, you can just stay in child's pose and do nothing. Just sort of the theme, right? One more time to the left. Good, and then hold child's pose. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in. Maybe take the hips side to side. Breathe out. That's been a new thing for me. I've liked. Deep inhale, deep exhale. One more. Breathe in and breathe out. And then inhale, pull yourself forward. Ground your hands down, spread the fingers wide, tuck your toes, and then exhale, press back to down dog. And just have a few breathings here. And maybe you did what we did before, bending the right knee, shifting the hips to the left. Bending the left knee, shifting the hips to the right. Maybe you have more stillness here. Good, and then find stillness. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then inhale, lift the left leg up. Keep the hips level. Keep the arms and legs strong. Exhale the breath. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good, and then inhale. Bring the left foot forward, low lunge. Exhale the breath. Bring that left knee right above the left ankle. Turn the hips forward towards the top of the mat. Stretch your back leg strong. Deep inhale, deep exhale. 2 more breaths. Sink into the legs a little bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, straighten that front leg. And then exhale, bend. Just find that square with that front knee again. Inhale, straighten. Any amount, and you can always have something underneath the hands. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Good. Inhale here. And exhale here. And then inhale, press into your left foot and lift your right leg up. You can walk the hands forward, level the hips again. Lengthen the crown of the head forward, and then fold on your exhale into that left leg. Keep your right leg lifted. Deep inhale, deep exhale. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath. Good. And then inhale, take the head and the heart forward again. Bend into that front knee. Stretch back with your right leg. Land that right foot. Ball the foot down, heel lifted. And then step back to plank. Hold your plank. Spread the fingers into the floor. Draw the shoulders back. Pull the belly in. Press the heels back. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Stay in your breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale here and then exhale. Press back to down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Keep your hips level. Point your right pinky toe towards the ground. Stretch the sides of the body long. Squeeze the arms straight. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more breath. Sink that left heel as you lift the right heel. Good. And then inhale, bring that right foot forward. low lunge. Exhale the breath here. Back leg is strong, bending into the front knee, sinking the legs to the floor, so strong legs, and then lifting through the back of the heart. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Good, and then inhale, straighten your right leg, any amount. Pull your right hip back, push into the inner edge of your right foot, and then exhale, bend. Front knee into a square, back leg straight and strong. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Good, draw the heart forward, press through your left heel. And then from here, bring the weight into your right foot, and you're going to lift up and stretch the hands forward. Flex your left toes, hips are level. Draw the heart away from your right thigh, and then exhale, fold. And just keep your legs strong. It doesn't matter how high your left leg is lifted, just that you're really strong through both legs. And the hips are right across from one another. Draw the heart towards that right leg. Breathe into the back of the skull. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then inhale, start to bend into your right knee. Take that left leg, stretch it back, and then come into your low lunge. Exhale all your breath. And then inhale, step back to plank, and hold here for 5 breaths. Strengthen everything here. Crown of the head stretches forward, heel stretch back. Press the earth away, and then feel the back body towards the sky. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale, deep exhale. 3 more breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale here, and then exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, step or jump forward to meet the hands. Extend the spine, and then exhale, fold. Open the feet wide again. Good. Bring your left hand underneath your face on a block or whatever you have to use as a prop, or you can bring it to the floor. From here, bring your right hand to your hip, pull your hips back. Stretch the crown of the head forward away from the tailbone. And then bend your left knee. Press your hips back again. And then stretch your right arm up towards the sky. If it feels better for the shoulder to keep the right hand on the hip, keep it on the hip. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. 1 more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, release the right hand down, straighten the left leg. Right hand underneath your face. Left hand to the hip. Pull the hips back. Stretch the crown of the head forward. Pull the navel up. And then bend that right knee. And then turn to the left. Hand can stay on the hip or reach up. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Turn, turn, turn from the right to the left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Push into both feet. Breathe out. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Release the left hand down. Straighten both legs. Grab opposite elbows. Sway side to side. So this class is not one that you're going to rush so that you can check it off the list and you can feel like you accomplished something. Switch out the cross of the arms. We're just surrendering a little bit more each breath, each moment, claiming space to feel inside of where we are, to not have to know all the things, not have to have all the answers, not define it, whether it's right or wrong, but just to do nothing. Release the hands down. Shake the head out. And then inhale, lift up halfway. On the exhale, step your right leg back. And your hands are going to be on the inside of your left foot, and you're going to widen your left foot, and you're going to spread the fingers apart and draw the heart forward. Both legs are really strong here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And then press into your right hand, push into the inner edge of your left foot. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Peel your heart open. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Turn a little bit more open through the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, release the left hand down. Exhale, drop the back knee down. Take the top of the back foot down. And then take that left knee forward. Take the hips forward. Press the floor away. Pull the heart forward. And then turn your left toes on an angle. So just turn them out a little bit and roll onto the outer edge of that left foot. And if it feels okay, just take your left hand onto that inner left side to help open it. Give it a little bit more grounding and a little bit more stretching here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. And then bring that left foot down. This time, keep your left toes turned out. Lift your right leg up. So tuck your right toes under and lift your right knee off the ground. And then you're going to step forward, turn your right toes out also so the feet are on an angle, and you're going to come into Malasana. You can always sit on a block here. Get low to the earth. Press the pelvis forward. Push the elbows into the inner knees to widen the inner knees towards the outer knees. Lift through the back of the head. And again, more stillness or less movement. More stillness or more movement. Or maybe that's just what we need. More stillness, less movement. Take a couple more breaths here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Good. And then press into your feet. Feel the grounding as the feet press into the earth. And you're going to come up from here. Stretch the arms up. Reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Bring your feet back together in the way that they're hips width apart or a little wider. Bring the hands to the hips to ground. Good. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One more breath here. Deep inhale and a deep exhale. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Full breath, full stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back. You can lower down. Knees just chin or chaturanga, any way you want to lower it. Inhale, tops of the feet come down. Heart lifts and widens. Breathe into that. And then exhale, down dog. There will be better days. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lengthen the heart away from the thighs. And then exhale, let everything release, surrender. Inhale, rise, come all the way up, stretch and breathe. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, follow the breath. Exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back. Lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bring the hands behind the back and release the fingers. Draw the shoulders back, pull the hands away, and then find chair pose. So Utkatasana, sitting the seat back as if you're sitting in a chair, lifting the chest back, pulling the arms away. Deep inhale, take your hips back a little bit. Deep exhale, lift your heart. Deep inhale, deep exhale. One more breath. Good, and then keep your knees bent. Exhale, fold the ribs onto the tops of the thighs. Pull the hands away. Sit the hips a little lower. Melt the ribs onto the thighs. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good, and then inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And then inhale, release the hands down, lengthen the spine. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, right foot forward, long stance with the legs. Warrior 1. Exhale, release the hands down. Step back and lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, left foot forward. Warrior 1. Exhale, release the hands. Step back and lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale. Hips move up and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Drop your seat. Lift your arms. Exhale, come to stand. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back. Lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Warrior 1. Really reach through the sides of the body. Reach through the fingertips. Lift the gaze, lift the heart. Exhale, release the hands. Step back and lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Long stance. Warrior 1. Ground the feet. Turn the hips. Reach the arms. Exhale, release the hands. Step back. Lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bend the right knee, stack the hips. Flex your right foot. Press your left thigh bone back. And then inhale, bring the right foot forward. Warrior 2. So ground your back foot down. Widen your stance, bend into your front knee. Reach the arms out. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Keep it bent. Inhale, come back. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, lift up. Take your left hand to your hip. Take your right hand onto a block or a book or whatever you need, or just to the floor. Lift your left leg up. Flex your left foot. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heel. Pull the left hip away from the crown of the head. And then stay here, or maybe reach that left arm up. Half moon. Maybe the left arm goes over the ear. Good, and then bring that left hand back to the hip if it's not there. Bend into your right knee. Stretch your left leg back. Land lightly. Warrior 2. Sink in. And then straighten that right leg again. Reach up and back. It's a reverse triangle. And then exhale, release the hands down. Step back to plank. Hold your plank. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. And then from here, I want you to drop your left knee under your left hip. Flex your left toes into the earth. Lift your right leg up. And then take your left arm forward. Flex your right toes towards the ground. And then keep your right leg lifted. Take your left hand down. Start to stretch back with your right foot. Turn it parallel to the back edge of the mat and reach the right arm up. If you need to flip that left heel out, you can. If not, try to keep it behind the knee. It's a little bit harder, a little tricky. Maybe that right arm comes over the ear. And then turn towards the ground. Come to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Walk your hands forward for puppy dog pose. Press your hips back. Pull your ribs in and up. And then lift your gaze forward. Walk your hands back. Bring the tops of the feet down. Bring your knees together. Come up and sit on the heels. If you do not feel comfortable this way, just bring a block underneath you to lift you up a little bit. Interlace the fingers. Press the arms forward. Squeeze the arms straight. Draw the belly in. Exhale all the breath. And then inhale. Reach the arms up. Stretch the arms up. Lift the heart up. Reach back through the back of the heart a little bit. And then exhale, start to bring the arms parallel to the ground, stretching straight out from the chest and around like a cat spine. And then inhale, lift it up, take it up and back, but stay strong in your center. And then exhale, arms stretch straight forward as you round into the back body. 1 more. Inhale, lift it up and back. Squeeze the arms straight. And then exhale, round it back, puffing up the back body. Squeeze the arms towards the ears. Press the wrist creases away. This time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand to right leg. Turn, turn, turn. Inhale, reach up. Both arms reach up. Exhale. Take it to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let the heart and the head dive forward as you reach the arms alongside the body. Let the hips get heavy. Let the ribs release into the legs. Let the shoulders drop heavy towards the floor. And maybe the arms even get limp. Surrender. Do nothing. And then stretch the arms forward. Take a breath in. Squeeze the hands into the floor. Take a breath out. And then inhale, come forward. If you have a block behind you, just move it. Set the hands into the floor. Spread the fingers wide. And then exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bend your left knee. Stack your hips. Flex your left foot. Let your right heel get heavy. And then inhale, bring the left foot forward, warrior 2. Really stretch the body out. Shoulders above hips, front knee bent in a square, back leg straight and strong. Pull your right hip back, pull your right ribs back a little bit. And then inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend into that front knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then bring the right hand to the hip. You can take something underneath your left hand. Move your back foot in a little bit and then lift up into half moon. Stretch the right hip away. Flex the right toes. Maybe that right arm reaches up. Maybe it comes over the ear. Bring that right hand to the hip. If you lifted it, bend your right knee, bend your left knee, your front knee, stretch your right leg back, stretch it back, stretch it back, stretch it back. And then ground it down, warrior two. And again, inhale, straighten that left leg, but reach it up and back. Reverse triangle. Good, and then exhale, release the hands down. Step it back to plank. Hold your plank, 3 breaths. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Feel your strength here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, and then start to pull that right knee in, drop it underneath your hip. And then lift the left leg up, right arm forward. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, and then keep the left leg lifted, right hand comes down. You're going to take your left foot back, ground it down, parallel to the back edge of the mat. Reach the left arm up. You can always flip that right heel out if you need to. Maybe that left arm comes over the ear. Good, turn towards the ground. Step back to plank. And then come onto the forearms. Press the heart forward. Draw the shoulders back. Pull the belly in. Lift the tailbone a little bit. And then use that buoyancy to press all the way through the heels. And then lower the hips down, tops of the feet down. Take the feet wide. Draw the heart forward. Pull the belly in. And then bring the feet together, squeezing the inner thighs to the inner heels. And again, draw the heart forward. Shoulders back. Back of the skull lifts. And then tuck your toes, lift your hips back up. Take 3 breaths. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Good, and then walk the knees in and press yourself back again. Arms can come alongside the body. And then stretch the arms forward. Press the floor away, push the hips back. And then walk the hands back to come up to seated. Again, you can sit on a block here. Shoulders stacked above hips. We'll move through a breath exercise. So if it's going to take you a minute just to get back into a natural rhythm of the breath. Allow yourself that time and space, It's okay if you're not in the exact count that I'm offering. We're just going to try to regulate the breath a little bit. So hands can come on the tops of the thighs. Again, if this is not a comfortable seat, just take a comfortable seat. It doesn't have to look like this. Take a deep inhale. Take a full exhale. I'm going to walk you through it. No worries. Take a breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Long exhale. Bring the right hand up. Bring the peace fingers down. We'll close off the right nostril with the thumb. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see me better. And then we'll close off the left nostril with one of the outer 2 fingers. We're going to go back and forth, but I'm going to tell you when to switch. And again, if you're not in the exact rhythm of the breath, don't force it. Do nothing. Take a deep inhale. Take a deep exhale. Close off the thumb, or the right nostril with the thumb. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close off the left nostril. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Stay on the right side. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close off the right. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Stay on the left. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close off the left. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close off the right. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close off the left. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close off the right. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close off the left. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close off the right. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close off the left. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close off the right. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. And release. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Both nostrils. Deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Good. And then from here, if the eyes are closed, you can open them. I'm going to roll onto one side. Scoot yourself forward so that you can bring the bottoms of the feet together. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more breaths. Just kind of letting the breath get back into a natural rhythm, just feeling what has shifted. Doing nothing, but opening to everything. Inhale, lift up. Keep the bottoms of the feet together. Come all the way back. And maybe you scoot the feet in. Maybe you push them further away. Keep pressing the bottoms of the feet together. Open the arms to goalpost arms. To rest the back of the hands. To press into the back of the heart. And then inhale, bring the knees together, ground the feet, bring the arms alongside the body. Exhale the breath, pull the feet in a little closer, push into the feet, lift the hips up, draw the shoulders back, press the hands and the arms down. Just 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, hug both knees in, and then stretch your body out. Again, claim space for yourself. We must start with ourselves first. Even though most of the time we are putting ourselves last. And sometimes just space to breathe and to feel and to be can feel like we're doing nothing. But what we're doing is revealing ourselves to everything we need to know, to understand, to be inquisitive about. So that when we do respond, when we do choose a path, we know that it comes, from a place that feels authentic and substantial. And we just choose. And then we make it the right choice. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Start to move a little bit through the fingers and the toes. Take the head side to side. Point and flex the feet. And then as you're ready, bend the knees, bring the feet flat. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Roll to one side and gently, slowly come up to seated. And as you do, try not to change anything or fix anything. Just drop the head towards the hands, bringing the hands together at the heart. Anything can happen to anyone at any time. The world is changing just as it always does. Can we surrender a little bit? Do more of nothing so that we can be inquisitive, thoughtful, conscious, loving, so that we're not just reacting to react and then regretting it later, but we're actually responding from a place that we have felt inside of, from a truth that we know and have come to understand. We'll know when to make the choice, and then we'll make it the right one, and we'll rise to the occasion, because we always have, and we're still here. We'll close with the sound of all things. Bowing to the teacher in each of our hearts. Bowing to the teacher in each moment. Namaste. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Do nothing, and you'll know when it's time to do something. See you soon, I hope.